Welcome to MMT Midday Movie Talk here live from Los Angeles. We're going to do these Saturday and Sunday morning updates as the situation warrants, and we have a reason to be live right now because both Barbie and Barbenheimer are both doing numbers that are even bigger than we anticipated. Let's start with Barbie, that is gonna be at least 160 million. Yes, I said 160 million dollars. Here's the email from Warner Brothers with the breakdown of exactly what's happening with this film that has captured the zeitgeist. Everyone is talking about this film. This is an event, especially for younger people. I went to the movies again last night. I went to a late showing of a tiny little horror film called Cobweb. And I was going in and I'm looking around. I'm like, there are so many like Gen Zs and millennials dressed in pink, all absolutely stoked to see this film. And look at the numbers, 70.5 million for Friday. That does include the Thursday pre-shows. But you look at the average, 16,600 per screen. And the cinema score is an A. Why is that important? A lot of people go, whoa, what's cinema score? No one knows. I'm so tired of having that discussion. Cinema score means word of mouth. So that means people like the film, especially females under 25. The group I saw at the theater the last few days, just absolutely packing the place. They gave it an A+. Look at that. But every group gave it an A. The only one, males, A-. Not really that surprising, right? And by the way, how are these woke YouTubers dealing with this weekend? Oh my God! One of our woke films is succeeding. How are we going to survive? That's a problem when you are all woke all the time. Make that anti-woke, right? It's like you just paint yourself in a corner. Like, why do you watch that stuff, guys? Seriously, stop watching those people. They do nothing for your brain. They make you dumber. Follow people who are objective and are trying to be as truthful as possible when we do this stuff. And what we're doing is we're telling you this movie's a hit. Can you imagine those guys? Oh, well, it's woke and these numbers aren't good. Okay, guess what? They're great. This is, and Post Track's another tracking service. When you come out of the theater, do you like it? 4.5 stars out of 5. I mean, tomato meter at 90%, audience at 90%. This is going to get to at least 160 million. Let me do the math for you, okay? So when you look at a multiple, a weekend multiple, you've got the 70.5, and typically you're going at least 2.3, 2.4, 2.5. I'm going to go 2.5 here. So if we go 2.5, we're going to get to about 176, 177 on this, which will be insane. I mean, even at 150, this is way above where many thought this would be, including me just a few weeks ago. The fact that we have popped this high points to that zeitgeist catching moment. And the other film in the marketplace has done that too. We'll talk about Oppenheimer in seconds. But Barbie has really managed to do that. And between Barbie and Oppenheimer, the film that is absolutely paying the price is Mission Impossible 7. It's going to be down 60% this weekend. I mean, really the worst possible release date they could have put on that film. Paramount absolutely destroyed that film by not getting it to the marketplace ahead of these two films. Okay, let's do Oppenheimer. I'm going to take a few super chats, maybe some chats, but super chats for sure, and then we're going to wrap. It's going to be a tight stream today. I'm so used to doing the show at night. And then, of course, another one tomorrow, and then the Sunday night, big Sunday night spectacular. Oppenheimer, 33 million on Friday. Okay, this is a 3-hour historical drama directed by Christopher Nolan. And that's why we are seeing the numbers we are. And also, don't forget, one of the things that Oppenheimer has in spades is the PLF screens. It owns IMAX. It has the 70 millimeter showings. So what theaters are doing is they're upcharging on that. So for each seat you sell, you're making more cash for that individual seat. And you see it in the numbers, 33 million. That means the weekend's going to be at least 75. Because this film should be able to, based on what you go look at the sales. This thing sold out in IMAX. You can't even get a ticket today here on Saturday. Universal's been sold out for days, for weeks. You can't even get in there because that is one of the few IMAX 70 millimeter screens in the country and in the world, and people are flying in to go see it there. Deadline has this at $300 million for the weekend. And for those of you who are like, well, theatrical, still, are you still doing that? Seriously? Because if you are, look at the number $300 million for all the films in the marketplace. And it's not just Barbie and Oppenheimer. It's Mission Impossible still kicking in there, even down a big percentage. And then you have Sound of Freedom that's doing these numbers over 100 million now. So you have those films, Elemental still sticking around. You've got one of the best movie-going environments that you can recall of the past 5 years plus. This many strong films in the marketplace right now. I have recommendations on Oppenheimer, Barbie, Mission. There's 3 movies right there you can go see. But any of this surprise you? It shouldn't, because we talked about this on Thursday night, the preview show, 150, and then we had Oppenheimer at about 60. So Oppenheimer is going higher, and so is Barbie. So both films are going above and beyond, and this is why we celebrate here, and it is morning movie talk here. It's doing a little longer than 3 minutes. We're going to go 10 minutes. So you guys have about 3.5 minutes to get in here with comments, and we're going to wrap the stream. We really just want to emphasize that when you have a $300 million weekend, you've got Barbie at $170 million plus, and Oppenheimer at looking like $80 million plus, you are in an environment that is better than pre-COVID. And if you give moviegoers a reason to go to the multiplex, compelling, zeitgeist-catching films, you are going to be paid in full. Now, going forward in August, it's obviously going to be a much bigger challenge for theaters when you look at a Ninja Turtles, at a Strays, at, what is it, The Voyage of the Damn Meter. These films are going to be, as we know, August is a dump month. This is the last huge pocket of big 4-quad tentpole films, and then we're going to go down and the kids go back to school and all that. So celebrate this weekend and get out and see the movies. I'm going to go again today to see Oppenheimer in 70 millimeter because I think that it warrants that from a filmmaking perspective. I do have issues with it as a film, as Beantown Brandon says, one of the worst movies. I mean, listen, from a screenplay standpoint, it is not the strength of Oppenheimer. From a filmmaking standpoint, it absolutely is. And I'm going to see it again in 70 millimeter. We're so blessed to be out here in LA where we have all of these formats available to us, 5 minutes from my house. Schlacker, as much as I'm stoked about Barbenheimer, I feel bad about Mission Impossible 7. And what the hell is TC? Why am I honestly this early not knowing what TC is? You guys can't do this to me. But when you look at, let's just focus on Mission Impossible 7. When you look at that film, they really just missed the date. It should have been the weekend before or even earlier this summer. What happens is the marketplace took a break. You had Indiana Jones suffer. Mission Impossible didn't do the numbers it did. And then everyone was just waiting to pounce on Barbie and Oppenheimer. And that is what happened to these films. And it really is just a testament to, if you are a studio, you've got to nail these release dates. If you don't, then you are going to pay the price and your film is going to go way under what it should be doing. By the way, TCL down the street, I did notice this. Dolce, thanks for being here, by the way. 6 a.m. IMAX 70 millimeter screening in Hollywood. People are getting up to go see these things because if you're going to go see Oppenheimer, what are you going to do? You're going to go see it in PLF, in IMAX, in 70 millimeter. You're not going to go see it in house number 12. It's just, you're not going to do that. Why would you? Now, that said, I said many times, Barbie you can see in a regular screen. There's no problem with that. So do that. I mean, if you want to see it in Dolby, go for it. But you can also see it in a small theater like down the street from me. We have the AMC 6. It's like an underground bunker theater, and there's like 50 seats. You're okay in there. It's Barbie. It's not that big a deal. All right, guys, we're going to wrap the stream here. It was a fun one here. I just want to get the numbers out there, and then we'll do an updated final numbers tomorrow morning. Same thing, live, tight, 10-minute stream. And then the big Sunday night spectacular. We'll get as many comments as we can about Barbie and Oppenheimer. Both films going to be pushing 225 million plus for the weekend, 300 million for the box office. Theatrical, the number one thing that we push here at Midnight Movie Talk / Midday Movie Talk / MMT is that go to the movies, support the movies. We're back tomorrow with an update. Until then, get out there and go to the movies. You've got a great weekend ahead of you. Peace out. Live from LA.